We're back. We're putting a pin in a conversation. We're gonna go ahead and get back to the game, though.
Wait. Do we even know what we're doing with him yet?
Sam?
I didn't
Sam,
realize I was muted. I said the line and I didn't realize I was muted. I have a
relatable.
few ideas to try, but we still need to link the mementos first. Let's get back to the overworld and figure things out while we do that.
All right. Oh no.
I don't know.
Oh no. What the heck? Oh gosh. I just
Yeah, no, I didn't click anything. That was a timed event. You should have read the line.
I mean, that's just what he said.
In my own way, I'll always be there to protect you.
Neil, what's taking you so long?
I got attacked. Sorry.
This place is falling apart. There's no time to wait for him.
Okay, so we need to rotate this one. Yep. And this needs to be paper plane.
Flower. Easy.
And there we go.
That's so much easier
Yay.
than the first one.
I think that's all of them. But
Oh no.
was that a...
What is this place? His memories. They're falling apart.
Left or right?
left.
Wait, oh yeah, left. Okay.
So what's
Right.
left is
No, yes, left. Left is cooler.
When in doubt, always go left.
Sure.
Left is always right.
Call them. But when you go through the procedure and live that new life, just hold on to something from here.
It's not like that, Fia. I won't forget about you.
Okay, well, I'm gonna forget about you guys and move over here.
No.
wow. Poorly timed down.
Don't
I think it was
you
perfectly timed.
forget about me.
Dick move. I love it.
But in the blink of an eye, suddenly, there's no more time. And I find myself here, just like everyone else. I just want to feel like I've done enough in the world before I go, you know?
That's why we're here, Colin. Tell us your regrets. What is it that you want us to fix?
We only have so little time in this, and we'd never be able to do all that. No matter what we do, there'd always be other things we'd want to try, other paths to take.
I'll go for a date. That's why there's. Oh, I remember this one too.
Shit.
Everything goes horribly wrong.
Did you spill any on your dress?
Hey, just one more excuse to jump into the lagoon. You know, we don't have to waste all that lemon juice. Have you ever tried writing with it?
Lemon juice? No. Why?
Then prepare to be mind-blown by some magic. Get this. It's invisible ink.
Invisible ink?
Yep. The writing appears in color.
Yeah, the cars are messing up your mic again, Hannah.
Yep. The writing appears in color only when you heat the paper up. Come on, I'll show you. Let's write something with it.
It's been a while since I've written.
Well, never too late to start again. How about a letter?
Ooh.
Each other, of course. We could write about this trip. It's been kind of a journey, hasn't it? And at the end of it, we could show each other what we wrote of it all.
Why was this not part of that memory?
Why would you even consider? Why would you toss aside everything we have for something make-believe?
Not tossing anything aside.
We all have regrets, be it righting a wrong or a dream long past. At Sigmund Corp, we give you that second chance to make things right. Because with our help, it's never too late.
Wait. These don't seem just like randomly scattered memories.
Wait, is it gonna get super meta where they meet themselves in dream?
No.
Could it?
This is all his memories, so they're not going to meet themselves here.
Could it be that the sedative's wearing off?
You are different, even from the man you were when I first met. You're no longer aloof, you know? When you're here, you're actually here.
I know it's mesmerizing here, Faye spoke after a pause, shifting her gaze back up to the sky. But you've been spending so much time with me, imagining what couldn't be. Don't you think you're forgetting what actually is, and all that could be?
Okay. Look. I got it. I got your message. You hear me? I know you're still here. You can come and get me now. Hmm. Damn it. I really thought it was her. Wait. Is that really the only way to... Ah. Whee! Ow.
Like that Eva put up a shield for herself.
Ben. Where the hey have you been?
Beaten up by your shield. I figured it out, Eva. I figured out the impossible. I mean, it took an unholy amount of spoon feeding, but I guess that's what it takes when we're on the inside of it.
What are you talking about?
This is you,
Yes.
Hannah.
Okay, that's what I assume. Yes. Just what are you talking about?
The sedative, it wore off already?
You don't sound too happy about it.
We're here to help Colin, and you're the mental process that's in the way.
Well, lucky for you. That can be amended now, can't it? So, looks like we're about out of time. If you're going to erase me for good, you might as well hurry.
No. We're not going to erase you. We're going to erase us.
Wait, what?
Colin never needed our service, Eva. He already had her. The ability to change his reality, to live in a different world. One that filled the gaps of what he wanted, all in his head. She is what we do, Eva. And yet, she left. She left, which could have only meant one thing.
What are you trying to imply? No, that can't be right. What we do is different from just this.
How is it different?
Because there's more to it. There's more to what we do. We fulfill wishes. We give meaning to people's lives. What we do, it has to be more than just that of an imaginary friend.
It's a lot more elaborate, for sure. But for some reason, for someone who had to fight just fantasy.
Yeah, you cut out.
Stupid cars. But for someone who had to fight just to let go of fantasy and embrace reality, maybe our existence was merely an unwelcome. A reminder of make the imaginary. And the endless possibilities make reality seem less what it is.
Hey, you two. Things aren't looking good with the patient. I don't know what you're up to, but you might want to get out of there. And by might wanna, I mean need to.
After all that, huh? I guess none of this even matters anymore. There's no way we still have time to implement any actual changes.
No. We might not have the time. But what about her? She's already linked to the machine's interface. Without us, all procedures would be internalized. So much could be done in a fraction of a moment.
Giving control of the machine to a mental process of the patient? The ethical implications of that. It hasn't been done for good reason.
It hasn't been done because no patient has had a chance like this. Besides, what's our alternative? Just leave and mark this as a write-off?
But what about legal complications in the contract? It says...
Oh, come on, Eva. When has the contract stopped us?
Guys?
Go on. I'll be right behind.
Don't say I never trust you.
Code.
Why are you doing this for us?
Well, if I were Colin and on my last... I'd trust you over two strangers in white coats, right?
Strangers, huh? Your colleague was right about one thing. There is more to what you do than just playing God with people. You've been here for just a day, yet... In all of his lifetime, no one else has truly seen the world through.
Yeah, cars.
Meh.
In
all of his lifetime, no one else has truly seen the world through his eyes like you have. And well, you're kind of the first I've been able to meet too. In some silly way. Maybe that's a part of what Colin really wished for.
It was one heck of a meet and greet. That's for sure.
Full admin access transferred to unknown credential number Faye.
You gonna be alright?
Just a little nervous, I guess.
Well, given the circumstances, I'd say that's pretty alright.
Hey. Do you think that in some ways, I've truly existed?
Well, for what it's worth.
This is when he just says no, cry about it, and dips.
I think all our memories and everything in it can be nothing but the fiction we tell ourselves. Good luck out there. Colin's counting on you.
His blood pressure is dropping. Vital signs are fading fast. I think he's letting go. I'm sorry for your loss. Please take all the time you need. I'll be in the living room with the paperwork.
When they're ready, I'll let them know. They need a moment. Oh, it's a little stark, isn't it? Seeing it like this after just having been in there.
It is what it is. I'm just a little cold.
How old are they in this game?
Dr. Watts and Dr. Roslin, I want to say they're in their late 20s, early 30s. They're rather young for the profession, is what I do remember.
I'm talking about the dude they're operating on, Colin.
Oh, Colin? He's definitely like in his, I want to say, 70s or 80s. He's he's not too old, but the big thing is, and this is revealed in To the Moon, is that the game is probably taking place somewhere in like the 2060s or 2070s, because the elderly cast in these games tend to also have been children when I was a child. Like, literally, they're reading, like, Animorphs and things like that in their childhoods.
It felt warmer in there.
We did back there? Do you know if it worked?
Hard to say. I'll try to dig through the data afterward. Well, it's never been done like this before. I don't know how coherent it is.
Yes, we got another mess of a reporter, right? Right? Blech.
We can take care of that when
Yeah, your mic is just not working with you tonight.
it is. It's
I've
just there's
been
more traffic
going
than
and
usual.
just continuing on, but like every sentence, you're missing like 2 or 3 words.
Here, I'm gonna try. In the meantime, I just remembered.
Oh god damn it! Am I not muted? I've been making lip smacking noises into this for a while.
I
Fuck.
mean, this is the first time I've heard you say anything or make any sound
Yeah.
either, so.
Oh, okay, great. That would be. Never mind. Ignore me.
So,
Yeah.
did you succeed?
There was a complication. We tried to cope with something unorthodox, but I'm not sure if we'll ever know what really happened in those last moments.
Hey, Sophia. Hey, Sophia said you got a lighter.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
So, while they may not get to know, we do as the audience.
Well, no, they do because they're reading this.
They're reading the book, but we get to see what Faye did.
Faye did the book.
No, Faye didn't do the book. Faye's in his mind.
Well, yeah, but that's the point, right?
No,
Mhm.
I'll say after this because there's a song.
But there were times I'd want to shout, though my thoughts weren't sorted out. So I'd stumble and I'd fall. I learned to fly because of you. So if you left, I could go too. And everything you saw in me, that's what I wanted to be. Did I make it after all? All the grass on the other side. Is it only greener in my mind? I'd still want it the same, because trading my yesterday is to wish my life away. As we dream and as we grow, we have to learn to let things go. But let the wonder never fade, though we've turned 10,000 pages, flying high or stuck below. I've searched for meaning amidst doubt. I finally figured that part out. And all the stories inside me feels like I'm bursting at the seams. And you're here after all. All the grass on the other side. Is it only greener in my mind? I'd still want it the same, because trading my yesterday is to wish my life away.
Looking for something, old timer? It's been a while.
You muted, Seb.
A long while. You haven't changed much.
And Whose fault is that now? Listen, I wish it were under better circumstances, but
I know. I wish I still had the time to tell you about all that's happened since then.
it's okay. I was there. I'm only here to say good. Just tell me one thing.
Hannah, get a little closer to your mic because the cars are messing you up again.
Just tell me one thing, though. Do you still have any regrets?
Regrets? Yeah, I have a lot of those. But that's okay. Chances I missed, the mishaps, and all that I wish I had. Well, they were all still a part of it. They made way for that I do have. And what I do have, I wouldn't trade for anything else in the world.
That's all that I wished to hear. Go on. They're waiting for you. It's time to go home. Hey, Colin. Sorry I had to leave back then.
Thank you for having been there, even when nobody else was.
Well, that was it.
Wow. I knew she was imaginary from the beginning.
I love and hate the fact that they use the flat tone and the cello drone.
Mm-hmm.
Music.
Mm-hmm. I think that it hit DJ really hard.
Yeah, somebody's crying.
I have a bad cold.
I have a bad cold.
Like usual.
I will admit, I think their last conversation,
Mm-hmm.
I was starting to tear up a little.
I could actually hear it in some of your lines there, Hannah.
And I
Yeah.
think
Oh, go for it.
I was just gonna say, and I think it's, well, it's probably partially
Partially.
We've already had like some where maybe we thought something else, but our life was going to go in a direction.
Mm.
But then those things kind of led us to where we are now, to where it's like where we're together.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. So
I've been going to therapy about my regrets, so
Session
Alright.
tomorrow.
Well,
here's one solution.
here's the epilogue, though. We gotta get through that, and then we can talk more.
Okay, coming back.
So,
Where are you?
at my scotch, drinking home.
You said you'd be here.
I said I'd visit, like we always do. Not to the funeral.
When was the last time we even did that? I know, but I just... Oh. Oops,
That's
I
you.
stole your line.
Oh, that is my line. No, I'm
The
Dr.
was-
Watts.
earlier one. The earlier
The
one was
earlier
yours.
one was
Yeah.
Dr. Watts, yeah.
No.
I stole that.
When
know,
have we
but I
even
just-
done that?
There we go. I know, but I just thought we owe it to him after.
Dr. Rosalind, we're about to start.
Go on. I'll get my turn.
All right, enjoy your scotch.
And as you can see, he is not at home. Blow your nose,
Okay.
DJ.
Fine.
No,
No, you
Just
are.
suck it in and swallow. Suck it in and swallow like a real man.
Yeah, but still.
Cling to that jar of peanut butter.
Hold on a second. Computer game.
Gulp.
You know it. Now, where were we?
Ooh, not looking sketchy at all, Neil.
I asked you to knock, not hack my lock. Switching to digital was a terrible idea.
Why didn't you just keep both locks on?
Dagnabbit, Rob. I don't know why she even got you involved. Look, you don't have long. You guys still in or not?
You betcha. So, is that the solution you were talking about?
Yeah, that's her.
Oh, I knew it.
Episode 2, Finding Paradise, is done.
So,
I knew it. He stole that girl out of that guy's head.
He literally did copy her.
And is it going to be like, hey, we'll just have the imaginary lady do it all for us?
No. He's doing this for something else, which will be
Okay.
revealed in Imposter Factory. Or at least it'll be touched on.
Is that episode 3?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, of the 3 games, Imposter Factory might be my favorite. I don't know. Into the Moon are really high up there for me. But either way, now we can talk about all of our feelings.
I'm not gonna watch those. I'm not gonna watch To the Moon on the channel because I like not dealing with my feelings.
Deal with your feelings.
I like. Oh, what's the phrase from that song? It hurts me just to think, and I don't do pain. That one.
Oh, I mean, I'm basically fine. I got a whole lot of this watching Red vs. Blue.
Oh, Red vs.
Where-
Blue is awesome.
Where well, I posted the clip there. So
Which one was it?
The sense is just like they say a lot. They say a lot of plot stuff, and there's this one girl. She was really awesome, and after
I know
all
what
this
you're
plot
talking
stuff
about.
happens, like now, the main character who's talking is in a computer with copies, not great copies of his not friends. They're his coworkers
He hates
and
them
his
all, but he
enemies.
loves them.
And she's there, and he's like, you know what? After all this stuff, I'm just a copy of a guy who was obsessed with you and copied you. And you know what? I'm not gonna say I love you. I'm gonna say I forget you. And the camera zooms out, and she's not there anymore. It says, I forget you, because it's the only way he's gonna move on and be better than all these copies and the guy who he's copied from, then all the people he copied. And then the universe starts cracking apart because he's just in a computer and is shutting down. It was really powerful to let go and move on.
I do like the Texas story arc. That is a good one.
I enjoyed in this particular story, I don't know, as Hannah was saying, there's just something to be. It's one thing that was bugging me about series originally, and I touched on that. Is like there are things like there's a world in which I'm thinking on bare minimum, like low level,
Like a community.
well, a
theater?
paid theater gig, like not famous. My dream wasn't to be famous. It was genuinely stage. And there's a level of regret around not being on a stage and not doing that thing. But I'm here, and I'm so happy to be here. Or like, originally I was gonna work. There were significantly higher paying that I applied to that would have been really good fits for me. And probably because of a lot of bad luck, I ended up having to take a job where I am now. And that job and, being able to live with Hannah very distant relationship while she finished up her degree for a year and a half has been important.
Just so you know, you're cutting out again.
Yeah,
No.
we're getting
Well,
50%
it's
of
been
your
important.
emotions.
The mistakes, not the mistakes, the disappointments in my life have been important in one. And this
Yeah.
touched on that.
Of course. And like one of the big things with, I think one of the big messages here is those little regrets are actually a part of your life as well, and they kind of make the nice moments stand out and make you more thankful that everything led to the way it went through. And I think that's the big thing for Colin is they pointed this out. He had an overactive imagination, and that's why he had the vortex. This was his turmoil of, does he give in to a fantasy or does he try and live in reality? And even his own fantasy wants him to live in reality.
Mm-hmm. And that moment at the end when she's able to kind of, because when he met with her the last time, he was like, she was like, just tell me it was almost as satisfying for her story arc as it was for his,
Mm-hmm.
because she gets to see him be happy.
True. I do think, though, one of my favorite little touches there is at the end there, where he promises her originally that he'd like for his last moment to be talking to her. But when they actually do have that conversation, she and he both agree that they need to cut the conversation short, and for his actual last moment, he uses his last bit of mental willpower to go over and kiss his wife.
Mm-hmm.
That's his last thought.
Now I'm gonna go get a cold if you.
This is why I drink.
To hide
I'm
from the
not
emotions.
sad. You're sad.
But I mean, I like that because it showcases that while his inner life with like Faye and like this creative idea was very important to him, he still did value his real life more at the very end.
Well, and at the very end, you know, so they're going through his life going, what do we change, right? And they find storyline, go, maybe.
You're cutting out heavily now.
That's probably just because it thinks my voice is cracking in the background. So, like, the other thing that was kind of beautiful, right? So when they're going in his life and trying to figure out the things, right? They get Faye's storyline. They get like, oh, we need to kind of either remove or add Faye to the end of his life, right? And when Faye, who knows him way better than they ever could, is with him, Faye walks him through all those scenes we didn't get to see. Like, she walks him through those beautiful moments with you know, like his son's birth, his wedding, his like, and she even kind of shows that when she's in control of the memories that Watts is going through. She has this cute little like. She shows the cute moment after the bill.
Because
right, like,
when they're
so,
going
like,
through there, they're just getting the regrets.
Yep. Where she's like, no, this is the beautiful thing.
Beautiful thing that came out.
Yeah, and that does remind me, like, when you were talking about the book, Faye really has very little to do with that book nowadays. She was originally the character, but as was pointed out, the pages kept getting removed, and now the pages that are in that book are all written in invisible ink, and that means that book is really meant just for Sophia.
Oh.
It's not about Faye, it's about Sophia and some final messages he wanted to give her.
And he wrote it in their memory. Again, I'm not sad, you're sad.
How many of these people have they saved this way?
Oh, what was that?
Or like, how many people have? Like, how many games are there? Is this the second game, or like,
this is the second
how many people?
Out of 3, technically, there's 3 mini small games that we've skipped over.
Okay, and then how many people per game? Is it just one person,
It's
or
one person per story?
Okay.
I feel like, how could you be... Like, I think that's kind of what's fun about playing Dr. Watts. Like, it's so emotional, and so they get invested, but they're also detached because it's their 9 to 5, baby, right? Like,
and they're doctors. You can't be completely attached. You can't be completely attached to someone. You have to be detached.
But
because otherwise they'll just destroy you.
Because
but
they're
you
trying
also need to...
Yeah, they can't be completely detached either. They have to have some emotional investment in order to properly grant the wish of the person.
I'm not a doctor of any sort, but I'd say that's going to be true for all doctors, and that's the hardest part. I bet that would be the hardest part. Maintaining the correct amount of detachment.
I mean, the docs I know are, and I kind of experienced this as a teacher, right? From August through May, from 8 a.m. in the morning and 3 o'clock in the afternoon, those anywhere between 10 to 40 kids, depending on their room size, are my every, right? And then when I go home, I mean, sometimes I complain about a kid or whatever, right? But like, my everything is Hannah, and should be Hannah well beyond any of those kids. And that's what it is like to be a doctor. At least the doctors I've talked to, right? Like, when they're with their patients mean the absolute world to them. But you need to be able to step away from your patients and be like, I'm done. Right? Like, or, wow, this one patient, I just died in my arms. And you go home and you hug your wife or your husband. I know many female docs too. But then
you
you
can be lesbian doctors.
Or your yes, fair enough. Or your you hug your spouse. How does that sound? Or your dog. Like, I don't care.
Your
but like,
human-shaped placentoid. Your human-shaped placentoid.
Yeah, but like you
I got a love.
you have that, and then they get you through that, and then, you know. then it's them.
Stinky. You smell.
I'm feeling all sappy, and I need a minute. I'm gonna go take a minute.
Well,
this
is there
stinky
any
boy.
other thoughts then before we wrap this up?
Great, I hug you.
No.
Other than
Okay, sorry. Well,
more like questions about the story, like why don't people? Can you just like have this service when you're alive too?
No.
no.
No, it's explained
I don't.
why that is not possible in the next game.
Okay, so there's hand wavy reasons for
So,
it. Okay.
No, there's not hand wavy reasons. There's some very good explanations for why you don't do this, because I don't want to spoil it, but I will say this: this is an end of life care service. It is explicitly an end of life care service. You don't get to have this like a week before you die. It has to be the day you're gonna fucking die.
Mm.
That is very explicitly explained why it is that way in the next game.
Well, okay.
And I don't want to spoil why.
No.
Well, I mean, it's probably like it destroys your brain or something.
No.
Or it was just you'd be so delusional afterwards, something like that.
I don't want to spoil it, and I want to stop talking about this to avoid spoiling it.
Okay, unless it has a big emotional
Andrew?
impacts. I'm sorry.
Andrew, stop, please.
Oh my God! I've just seen and thought and read a lot of science fiction where this
I
is like a
understand.
big deal with it.
I
okay.
know, and like I'm saying, this is plot related to the next game, so let's not talk about this one.
Okay.
You could talk to Alan like through text about it if you want.
All right. Just there. I now have a list of movies you should not see.
Oh no, I'm fine with watching these things and everything like that. I'm trying to avoid spoiling it for everyone else because we're going to be rolling into
Well,
Imposter
when I
Factory
said
after
you,
this.
when I said you, I meant you in the general sense, as in you all.
No.
Yeah. There's a specific movie starring Arnold Schwarzenegger in Mars that you should not see,
I'm pretty
Okay.
sure everybody here has.
and its remake.
I don't.
Wait, really? You've never watched that movie?
I've not
I
seen
won't even-
Total Recall
It's the
yet.
Total
I've never
Recall.
seen that
It's
either.
the one where
Someone
you
knew
get
what
to
it was.
see.
Never seen Total
It's the
Recall.
movie where you get to see Arnold Schwarzenegger's
I
eyes.
saw the end
pop out
of
of
it,
his
and
head.
then well,
Oh, what are you
There's the-
gay? You're not going to talk about the one with 3 boobs?
Also,
my
hi,
God.
Sam. I didn't realize you were here too.
she
He's
does
been
have
here
3
the whole
boobs.
time.
Oh.
Wait,
I forgot about that.
Do they do
shit,
like
honestly.
the zoom and enhance thing on her boobs? I can't remember.
I don't remember. I just know that she's in it.
There was one scene that I made a lot of gifs from that movie. It was great for gifs. Actually, no, the only bit of Total Recall I saw was at the very end of it. They fly out onto Mars, and their spacesuit visors get smashed, and their eyes are like sticking out,
Okay, no,
and
no.
it's horrifying.
This is meant to be a very nice little wholesome thing at the end of a game. It's very emotions. Let's focus on that conversation after this.
Okay. So,
So,
I mean,
any last thoughts about this game before I end the recording?
you've been recording, man? I had no
I've
idea.
been recording the whole time. This is.
Yep.
Okay. Nope, I'm good. Nothing I'd want to go onto the internet. Other than like at first using my persona like it was a warm idea to wrap myself up in, and then kind of realizing I was living way too much in my head
Nice.
and extricating myself. Oh, you've gone into clinical mode now. I can tell from the tone of your voice. I'm glad you laughed instead of going, oh.
Oh. Starts jotting down more notes.
So, hey, are we not recording anymore?
We are
Yeah.
recording until we're done. Until I hear from everyone that we are no longer
I'm
going
good.
to talk about this.
I'm
Well, because
good.
I want
I'm good.
to talk about some. I want to talk about
Okay, well,
something
do
else.
you wanna
But I have
talk
a
about-
moral.
Do you want to talk
Okay,
about it after
well-
we finish recording? Because I'm still recording. I have not said goodbye yet.
I do. That's why I haven't said anything
Okay.
yet.
Okay then. So is everyone
Well-
good?
I have a
Yes.
final thing.
Okay. So Seb,
Oh.
what is your final thing?
I feel like I connect with this game too much.
Yeah,
All right.
I don't want to think about it, so I haven't been.
There's a reason why
I
these games
turned
have been
off
put
my
on
brain.
Thursday, Harry. I know that usually you're not a fan of these types of games, so these are
I'm
the Thursday
not.
games.
My brain is too smooth. The hurt just slides right off.
The hurt gets
You got
stuck
your own-
all into my brain grooves.
I don't
Yeah,
want
no,
to. I don't want to play this game. I might own it at some point because I know the broad strokes of the plots.
Okay, so if you have
And
not
I'd like to
played
do it.
To the Moon, To the Moon's the first one. I love that one. It's good. You really should play that before you
They
get into
cry.
I mean, of the series, I would like to play. I would like to play the series.
Yeah, all three
Clear
games are
to the
great.
Moon will make you cry your eyes out too, if not even more.
Mhm. And there's actually a big story reason for why I think you might particularly like To the Moon, Sam, but I'll say it after we're done recording. So, all right. But yeah, Seb, I understand that because I remember you were mentioning that earlier about how you were really connecting with Colin and like kind of like giving into fantasy versus trying to stay in reality.
Yeah.
It is terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
I know where my split is, but like, man, I get it.
Yeah, no, and that's like I don't know how it is for Sebastian.
For me,
but the
I pretty
concept
much
of that,
was reality
Sorry.
based after I realized in like a dim-witted epiphany, oh wait, I went and built up this really big, larger than life persona for myself. And I've been RPing them in my head, and then just through hard work, I've achieved all of those personality traits.
I see.
Oh my god, what have I even been doing with my time?
I mean, I can kind of understand that because, like, I did something similar, but not with a persona. It was with a character in an MMO where I had a very negative self view of my own self at one point, and I made a character who was basically an idealized version of myself that I slowly have worked my way towards having more and more of those traits. And the thing is, realistically, I actually had those traits all along. I just didn't want to recognize them as part of me because I was able to act that way the second I started playing the character in the game. And it was natural. It felt perfectly fine to me. It just was, I never acknowledged that these things that I actually wanted to be were a part of me already. And that playing the character helped me at least allow myself to actually be who I really was meant to be. And like that's the thing is fantasy I think is a very helpful tool, but at a certain point you have to let fantasy go so that way you can go back into reality. But fantasy
Well, isn't
can
that
be
the beauty of this
good
story?
at points.
That's what I kind of loved, right? Is he did need to let fantasy. Indeed, his fantasy tells him,
Mm-hmm.
but it builds him up to, and it
Cool.
builds him this life.
You're cutting out
Like
some
regret.
pretty fiercely, DJ.
Ah, stupid freaking car! The fantasy builds him regrets, but no regrets, right? It's happy kid is because of his family. And it's like nerds do this all the time, right? Like you know, oh hey, you're into that manga I'm into. You're into that like Star Wars I'm into. You're into like
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who, yeah.
Mhm.
A fantasy character of myself saying, yeah, go into that, you know, go into that orchestra concert. You need to do that without me. But like the Doctor kind of did that for us, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
We've all Mary Sue in our heads. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
like and that's and I think that's the beauty of that is his he's not limited by his fantasy. As a matter of fact, like there's a part like earlier in the story where we're speculating, well, maybe this like, oh no, like this is really bad for him. But no, it was good for him.
It was good for him definitely when he got over it and moved on.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's interesting as well because like the vortex, the culmination point of his memories is that day that he finally decided to let the fantasy go.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right,
Is
kids.
there any last
Hug
thoughts?
each other.
Not that I can.
I'm good.
All right. Well then, say goodbye, everyone,
Bye,
Woo fans, I love
everyone.
all of you.
and
Keep
we'll
in
see
touch.
everyone next time in Imposter Factory.
Woo.
Woo.